I am Lamont at Large. Today, I am in Hugo, Oklahoma. And right in back of me, this is Showman's Rest Cemetery, which is placed inside of Mt Olivet Cemetery. This section of the cemetery is reserved for people who have worked for the circus, have performed for the circus. This is a cemetery where clowns come to die. There was a time not too long ago that Hugo, Oklahoma was also known as Circus USA. This is the winter home of the Kelly Miller and Carson and Barnes Circus. You have circuses that travel all year long, and in the winter time, when they wrap things up, they usually have a home base anywhere in any particular state, and Hugo, Oklahoma happened to be the winter home of those circuses. So I used to work for a carnival, so typically how it works is when people work for the circus, it's almost like a family environment. And when you're not making money performing or doing whatever job it is that you do, in the wintertime, they go to the winter quarters, clean the equipment, do maintenance on the equipment, and just kind of take a break from the constant rigors of traveling the way they do. And in 1960, D.R. Miller bought a section of this cemetery right here is what you see in front of you, and he designated it for his workers. You know, a lot of people that work for the circus don't make a lot of money, and you're not typically doing that kind of work because you want to make money. You do it because either you're born into it or you just, that's what you love to do. And yeah, sure, the money's not there. And a lot of times when you work for a circus or a carnival or some kind of a traveling business such as that, a lot of these people die penniless. And so D.R. Miller wanted to make sure that no matter who you were, when you're a part of the circus, to him, you were family, and he wanted to give every performer a place to rest at the end of the day when their time has come. And so here we are. So today we are going to show some of the graves of the performers of those circuses. First, we're going to start with the grave of Lane Frost. If you don't know who he is, he was a champion bull rider, and his life was portrayed by Luke Perry in the 1994 film 8 Seconds. My buddy, the Insane Chef, did a video on it on my channel, so please check that video out. I'll link it in the description box below. This here is the grave of Joe Wallace Cooper, March 26, 1937 to June 18, 2000. Big top circus agent. During his career, he worked for the Carson and Barnes Circus, along with the Kelly Miller Circus and the Culpeper and Merriweather. He was exactly the reason that D.R. Miller made this place a reality, was for gentlemen like Mr. Cooper can come to for his eternal slumber, if you will. Big John, thank you for bringing us so much entertainment and joy to so many of us in Southern California. Your friend, John Richards. This is the grave of John August Strong. And if you notice on the monument, this is the tallest monument here. And it is a 6-foot tall, lifelike cutout of Mr. Strong himself. And on the grave, it says Tall Grass Showman. And Gudrun Strong, which I'm imagining is his wife, she has her marker right there, but all it says is her name. It doesn't say her birth date or a possible death date. Grace McIntosh McFarland, July 25th, 1950 to October 28, 2016. 101 years old. You can see that picture of her performing on that trapeze swing right there. This is Jack B. Moore. He is the founder of Carson and Barnes Circus. 1919, January 18th to March 15th, 1969. You know, for a man that was pretty financially well off, he has a rather simple stone, and that tells you a lot about him. Possibly he just wasn't a man of great excess. A lot can tell you about a person's stone. All you need to do is simply look. This here's husband and wife, Sarah Babe Woodcock, and her husband William besides her. So they both, of course, worked for the circus, and on William's stone it says A1 elephant trainer. So A1, that means you got to be the best of the best. And his wife Sarah here, she had came to Hugo ahead of the circus to find a house for them to live. And the rigors of working for a traveling circus, especially when you're dealing with that kind of job training elephants, could be quite taxing to say the least. And he had been experiencing some chest pains. And I imagine his wife would tell him, you really need to go to the doctor. But he wasn't the type of person to just stop and do that. He was a workhorse, work. And on the property, he was hauling around some bales of hay. And on December 20th, 1963, he suffered a major heart attack and died. This is Herbert Weber, May 17th, 1914 to December 8th, 1991. And besides him is Marcella, August 28th, 1950, and she has no death date. And they were husband and wife, and they performed under the name Los Latinos. And he was known as the Great Huberto. He was a tightrope walker, as you can see. The image on your left is of a man walking a tightrope. This here is Thomas Edward Sink. As you can see on the stone, it says, "Watch the snake," and he has those big clown shoes and that derby hat. That is awesome. This is Zefta Loyal, also known as Queen of the Bareback Riders. She was a member of the Loyal Rapensky Troupe. They were a very famous family of bareback horse riding performers. And if you can see on the left right there is a horseshoe and then a picture of her when she was younger with her horse. This is John Carroll, March 3rd, 1926 to April 25th, 1980. And it says on a stone, elephant trainer. Kelly Miller Brothers Circus and Carson and Barnes Circus. Founder of the John Carroll's Showman's Trust Fund. So that kind of shows you that not everybody that works for the circus, is broke. If he founded a trust fund, probably died with a lot of money in his pocket. Frances Padilla Lauder, all-around performer and show person. And you can see her right there. She was a snake handler as well, and she has several snakes with her. This here is Samuel Perez, March 4th, 1969 to February 21st, 2001. And as you can see on his stone, he was a trapeze artist. And he was from Mexico City. And he was very well known for a stunt known as the Wheel of Death. It was a stunt where he would jump rope atop a spinning wheel. His marker includes acrobatic equipment along with lovely flowers. His career was short-lived due to an unspecified illness. It doesn't say what that illness was. And he worked for Kelly Miller Circus. This here is Ken Turtle Benson, June 27th, 1945 to November 16, 2001. You can see that picture right there of an elephant with a showgirl standing on its leg. They called him Turtle because, well, this guy wasn't known to be really a fast mover, kind of worked to the beat of his own drum, which coincidentally enough, he was a drummer. And he had an act where he would have a whip and he would announce if necessary, if the announcer, maybe his voice wasn't up to par that day. And just kind of shuffled along with the circus. James Zajacic, 52, died Thursday, July 3rd, 2014 at his home in Tampa, Florida. He was born October 31st, 1961 in Chicago Heights, Illinois to Leonard and Celine Zajacic. In 1970, he moved with his family to Wausau, Wisconsin and graduated from Newman High School in 1980. Later, he joined the Friends and Brothers Circus in the summer of 1979 and returned immediately following graduation. There, he perfected his juggling skills, performed rollabola, and although he had a fear of heights, learned to walk the high wire. He later joined the Culpeper Merriweather show where he trained and performed with an elephant and was featured on National Geographic in March of 1987. He moved on to Hawthorne Farms where he cared for and trained and performed with 4 elephants. He began gathering things to begin his old-fashioned sideshow. He started operating that, his big circus sideshow, and was curator of this unusual show for almost 10 years. His career took him to all 48 continental states, as well as Canada, Mexico, and Puerto Rico. Jim will be remembered for being kind and generous of heart, sharing his knowledge or money, and had a very quick sense of humor and an infectious laugh. This here is quite an unusual marker. Inscribed on the top of the stone above his name, it says, "There's nothing left but empty popcorn sacks and wagon tracks. The circus is gone." And if you look a little bit up right here, this appears to be a wagon wheel, I'm assuming. I don't know what his job was. I don't know if he was a driver of the caravan or he could have been a bus driver. Who knows? A showman through and through. May all your days be circus days. Dudley Warner Hamilton. I've counted about 10 or so of these elephant statues out here, And the founder of this cemetery, the Showman's Rest here in Hugo, right here, Dale Miller, and he was the co-owner of Kelly Miller Circus. And here goes, I believe this might be his father. Lots of graves out here as the sun sets here in Hugo. This place, if you can see the trees, the pine trees right here, if I didn't know better, I would say that I'm in Flagstaff, Arizona right now. It's very beautiful, very peaceful right here. And as you can see, the mass amount of graves here, I definitely do got to come back out here and do a video of the other graves here at Mt Olivet Cemetery here in Hugo, Oklahoma. But again, as the sun sets, the cemetery is about to close and the road calls me for my next adventure, my next video. So, live, but not live, but still live by the grace of God. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I will catch up with you on the next vlog. God bless. Peace out. This here is Ted Svertetsky, June 27th, 1954 to January 13th, 1994. He died in a train car accident. He was an elephant trainer with the Carson and Barnes Circus.